Hello survivors, welcome back to another Soulstone survivor video. Today we are going to play a dot only build. We've got our pyromancer. We'll talk about everything once we're in it. I've tested this on +4, it does not work, so we're going to do it on a +0 sigil of the void. Enemies are less difficult over here compared to where we were, so this isn't a build to push levels, but this is quite an interesting little fun build. We're only going to be using Doom. We are gonna grab the upgrades that give us more dot. So like poison to the Doom to slow or Doom to burn. We've got burn already, so we're going to look for the burn to slow, slow to disarray. Hopefully get disarray to bleed, and then bleed to poison as well, so we can get dazed, disoriented, brittle, all that juicy stuff into it. This isn't a long run, so that's the kind of stuff, if you want to take it further, that you'll look for. But otherwise it's going to just be the normal kind of 5 King of the Void or Void King fight run. The one thing though is I do want to show you something that we figured out that I don't know why I've never been using this sooner. Is an interaction with Shattered and one of the other Titans, so we are going to be using that, and I think it's actually going to go really well. Also on this low difficulty, because our ascension can kind of clear out the mobs relatively quickly, we can get it to where it's going to be kind of semi-permanent. Hopefully the further we go, the more permanent it becomes. But if you're playing Pyromancer in the Overlord cycles, then this is actually quite fun, because the Pyromancer can have a permanent ascension, because in Overlord cycles you just fight so many elite enemies that you can actually have it up permanently, which is really cool. So like there's Doom to burn. We don't actually need the burn stacks, so we don't need that upgrade. We should still be able to find burn on hit as well as burn from other things. So we'll just grab one burn on hit so we can get the slow. There's our ascension again. We're going to grab as much doom damage as possible. Now you got to let me know down in the comments section. Reap doesn't do actual damage. It deals damage based on the stacks of doom. So it doesn't actually have a direct damage amount. It only deals instant damage based on the doom stacks. Is that allowed in something like this? Let me know for future, in case we want to do something similar with poison or burn or whatever the case may be. There's only those two, or maybe bleed as well, I guess. But yeah, let me know. It would be quite interesting to see if you guys think that that's not really cheating, but like a skill that shouldn't be used. I think we have enough skills that we don't need to use it, or we could use something like Bloodlust or Buff where we don't use it. But I don't think there's a problem with using it personally, as it doesn't actually have a direct damage amount. So therefore it is only a doom application skill. But let me know. Let's see what we can get here. So there's Reap, as you can see. Again, the instant damage done is a percentage of the doom. So that's why I say, okay, well, we can use it. But otherwise what we'll do is land up changing it to something that is not a shadow, but more of a buff. So therefore it's not actually assisting our character in any way. So just grab like arcane power or bloodlust or something instead.
The flames demand more of you. Keep going.
Alright, let's go to the bottom over there. We can grab the magnetic. Movement speed's good. There's Doom to burn. Cast frequencies are going to be great. Increase to damage. Shadow to swing is very good here. Increase the multicast chance of everything. I don't need the area of effect of these, so we can actually banish that. Shadow to swing as well. That means Reap is going to be going crazy. So this build might work, but unless you get really lucky with passives, I don't think you're going to have a very fun time in terms of the damage you dealt in higher level Titan hunts. So, you know, just for fun and to try some things out, this is a pretty cool video or build. Alright, now we are going to do something that we have never done before. So usually after, you know, our brokenth, we normally go and we do something like Misa Het, or we go and do, I don't know why I didn't take the legendary there. We'll go and do other characters or other bosses that benefit us. I'd never ever go for the kobolds. However, this video we will be focusing the kobolds because I've actually figured something else out about the build that I've never used before, and I don't know why, because we always focus Shattered. So Shattered's like the main thing we always go for, and this is going to be something that focuses on Shattered. So I don't know why I've never done it before. Doesn't really matter. The fact is that it exists. The prophetess is chilling over here. Oops, we are losing way too much HP. Okay, we lost a laugh. It's whatever. What is a problem is, where is the prophetess right now? Okay, she's there. That's actually good for us. Fantastic. It allowed us to backstab her. This should be the only time we lose a life. We should be able to defeat everything far easier. You could avoid fighting the bosses, burn to slow, get the damage, the multicasts. Grab that, grab a slow. We do still need critical strike chance. And then damage increases, increase the amount of doom that we apply. So we just want as much cast frequency, as much damage, general damage or damage of the skills, because that's increasing the damage of the actual doom applied, and then things like that. So it's all going to add up and increase the amount of doom damage we do. But let's see just how much damage doom itself can do by the end of this. The only problem is Reap gets rid of that. Okay, increased damage of doom, increased damage over there. Again, that damage is going to increase the amount of damage of doom that they apply. I'm also going to turn down the visuals for every boss fight because they do get quite like in your face, especially with increased area of effect. So being able to see everything is going to make us survive a whole lot better. Also, yeah, I don't want to hit from in front. I want to try and apply as much doom as possible, so I don't want Reap doing all the damage. As much as possible. I mean, if I go behind him now and activate Reap, it's going to whack him hard. Okay, we popped our ascension, as you can see, and then there you go. Died from about 25% HP, and that's because of the amount of doom applied to the boss. Okay, every time you gain Prowess, there's a chance to multiply the quantity. That's going to come in handy. Not right now, though. But we might actually go back to Brokenth and pick that up, and there's going to be a reason for that. So let's go do Volkage and Vivolt now. We also need to do these guys twice, actually. Alright, far more Shattered being applied now, so we should be far stronger. The thing is, armor is general damage reduction, so it's not like it's an on-hit thing or a, okay, now I've got more armor, your damage done is reduced. No, everything gets reduced, including your dot damage. So we do need to make sure the armor of the enemies does stay low. As you do more Titan Vials, they do increase their armor value as well. So you saw there, when I hovered over it, it said plus 10 to enemy armor. Starts off at 0. Want to try and get as much of that armor as humanly possible. We can actually cut behind one of them. That means Reap's going to hit them. Deal massive amounts of damage. There's our ascension up. Excuse me. And from 50%, the boss instantly gets destroyed. And that's because of Doom. That's why Doom's really, really strong. Doom and Poison. Very, very strong negative effects. So over here, that's going to increase Reap. I wanted mostly magical, but banishing this is going to be really stupid. So I'm not going to banish it, but we're not going to keep it. So I'm just going to go shadow to... actually, it's like shooting yourself in the foot if you don't take it. I want that. There's slow to disarray, armor, magnetic. So we've got disarray in the mix as well now, which either increases the amount of damage we do or decreases the amount of damage we do. That's one or the other. Notice how we have Prowess. We've got 48 stacks of it, which increases the amount of our damage overall, which will then increase the amount of damage everything gets. So something to notice is you'll notice the numbers are randomizing. So it's going up, it's going down. That's because of the Prowess stacks that we're gaining. The more we get, the more that we're going to... the more damage we're going to get, and therefore the more doom damage we're going to apply, and so on and so forth. So got to make sure that your damage numbers are nice and up. Get a lot of Prowess stacks, and I'm going to show you how we do that. So I'm not going to grab the slow to brittle here, which is something I do want to get, but not right now. We're going to focus on something far more important, and that's going to be Prowess stacks. You don't need the Doom Inclination either, by the way. I just like to take it because it makes it much easier for us to defeat things. There's a +1 over here we can just go and grab. I do need more multicast, so it's a good thing that popped up. Grab that, grab that. Area of effect, movement speed, multicast, damage. Try not to get hit by things. But you'll notice with more multicast, we're actually going to get more beams on our Ray of Doom. It's a very fun skill to play with if you like beam skills. You can actually get Ray of Doom and then Ray of Fire, so you can get a Doom and Fire. Maybe that will be a nice video for tomorrow. Let me know if you guys are interested in that as well. Alright, the game is not giving us a lot of 3s and 2s. We did get a 3 over here, but we need a 2 objective as well. Come on, game. Much easier than the boss fights though. We still have our ascension. The more enemies we defeat, the more elites that we defeat, the better, or you can actually see just how much we got there from defeating elites in terms of energy or concentration. So getting hit reduces your concentration, but defeating certain enemies increases it. So this whole time we've had our ascension up and running, dealing damage. It's beautiful. Very helpful. You can increase the amount of concentration you gain as well for it. Over here we're going to go with multicast, damage for our gathering storms, damage on reap, health, and we should be good. I just want to try and, you know, hit these enemies as quickly or as much as possible with our ascension. Having an enemy focus in a certain direction is very good for reap. Not that we need that specific upgrade or damage to be done, as I want all of the damage to come from Doom itself, not necessarily reap. No point picking up the ascension. And now we're just getting, there we go, over 50% HP, instantly defeated. Multicast, increase the damage. It's fine. There's the multicast we've been looking for. That one's not really that impressive. That's the one we've been waiting for. Grab a little bit of block. And this is the important part. So these Cobalt brothers, Viv and Volkage, give us something that provides us with, every time we apply Shattered, we can also gain Prowess. So we're going to get a lot of Prowess stacks, hopefully. And that's going to help us immensely with our damage. Also, I've got to remember I've got a 3rd dash. I keep forgetting. And that 3rd dash definitely comes in handy. Okay, perfect. Pretty easy. Here it is. So every time you apply Shattered, you have a chance to apply or to gain Prowess. So it's a 10% chance. Firstly, our Draconic Flame applies Shattered. All of our skills are going to be applying Shattered now because we got the Shattered on hit. So the two skills just synergize insanely well together. Unfortunately, we're going to go with Broken now. So there's going to be the Prowess, a chance to double the amount of Prowess we get. And we just got Prowess to Resilience as well, which increases our armor. So take note, we're on 159 damage with about 40 stacks. We were only getting about 40 stacks previously. We're now on 80 stacks already. And that's without looking at like things like multicast, cast frequency. The more cast frequency we get and the more multicast we get, the more that number is going to go up. So it was 159, it's now nearly 200%. And that's going to affect how much doom we actually apply with our skills as well. So the higher that number, the more doom we're actually going to apply with everything. And therefore it's going to be a whole lot easier to actually defeat everything around us as well. So very, very strong. Definitely worth looking into further with other builds as well. Probably going to be one of my new favorite combos. But I already have a build in mind that stacks Prowess and Shattered quite well together. So we'll take a look at that. And then also Glacial Affinity for increased damage as well. So my mind is already, my brain is going off, the cogs are turning for a new build. Taking advantage of this system. Okay, let's go for area of effect. That's fine. Critical strike chance and then cast frequencies. We get a rune, which is beautiful. More multicast, more damage on the dooms, and then flat damage reduction. Also, we got like about 50 stacks of resilience happening, which is very, very good for us as well. That's increasing our armor. So now we take 43% less or reduced damage.
The flames demand more of you. Keep going.
The flames need to stop demanding anything from me, okay? 150 stacks. That's 274 damage. Beautiful. That's why we wanted the multicast. Because the more we multicast, the more cast frequency, the more stacks we can apply. And it's just going to go up. So grabbing multicast is like an indirect conversion to damage.
One step, one spark closer.
But like I mentioned, not very strong in the beginning, so very difficult to use on other builds. Do we even have disarray stacks? Yes, we do, so that's fine. More health. Grab one more disarray. Damage. No, we don't need that. Area. Damage. There's a beautiful area of effect, but I'd rather go multicast, so let's grab that. There we go. Double multicast. Doom. Health. There's slow. Disarray to bleed. I did say in the beginning I wanted to go all the way around. I changed my mind. Damage, cast frequency, damage, incinerate's fine, ruin is fine. We're not really worried about the reap's damage, we're worried about the doom that it applies, but obviously it does help if you're taking this further, having reap to backstab the enemies and deal that beautiful massive amounts of increased damage. Unfortunately, Reap's instant damage done is not affected by your Prowess stacks, so it doesn't help having more general damage upgrades for Reap. Reap needs the damage coming from the skill itself, which is kind of sad. Alright, there's our Ascension. Let's see how many stacks of Doom we can do. You'll notice that bosses obviously do not stack as many, or you don't do as much Doom to their HP bar compared to normal enemies, and that's because of their resistances. We've got one reroll, two, there it is. Every time you apply Prowess, you have a chance to multiply the quantity of the stacks applied. So there's a 30% chance to get double the amount of Prowess. we're going for that to increase the amount of prowess that we can gain from both battle proficiency and our character. And then we don't have... Let's go for the kobolds again, and we're going to get the brittle. Because as far as I understand, brittle is dot. It does get affected by brittle. Oh, wait. Does it? I think it does. We'll read brittle now when we get it, but I may have been mistaken. I'll put it down in the description. I need to add it into like a Google Sheet or something, but on my Discord, if you aren't there, there is a dot guard. I mean, if you want to call it that, where we talk about everything dot related. I can't put it into the YouTube description. I think it's more than 5,000 words or characters, to be honest. So just join my Discord or the official Discord. Fadeen made a beautiful guide explaining how dots work and everything that's affected by dots. And I believe brittle is there. I'd have to double check it. I'll let you guys know down in the description or in the comment section about that, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure it does work. I know exposed doesn't work because exposed is direct damage, but I don't recall brittle saying anything about direct damage itself. Okay, 220 odd stacks. I mean, that's pretty okay. This isn't the greatest, but it's definitely not the worst. Increased doom, multicast, doom, damage, get some movement speed in there. The overall, actually I want multicast on Array of Doom because it's actually quite a fun skill. Very similar to the Machinist's artifact power. The more multicast we get, the more that you're going to see the Doom actually, you know, the rays actually becoming stronger and stronger. Also, each ray can only hit an enemy once, or I mean multicast obviously makes it hit them multiple times, but it doesn't, you can't keep the ray on the enemy to make it deal more damage essentially, so it only applies damage once per hit. So you actually want each beam to keep hitting multiple enemy, or you want multiple beams to hit a single enemy to increase the damage it does. So actually standing on top of an enemy probably allows the rotation to be slightly faster than staying away from them, which would then increase its damage, or even running around the enemies to get the beams to increase how many you are hitting the enemies with. So I think there are multiple ways of getting that to be done. Ooh, there's a nice HP increase over there. Some healing, I mean. Increase our damage. Multicast. Doom. Just grab everything that has to do with Doom. And that's just going to overall increase every piece of our damage as well. It's going to be interesting to see the Doom damage amount at the end of this. Okay, that one's down. We actually got another 3 that spawned there, but it's fine. We can just do the 1. I don't know how quickly these kobolds are going to get defeated. I actually don't think we're going to defeat them very quickly at all, to be honest. We'll see. Increased amount of concentration. I think we'll be fine with the amount of damage. Let's just go and grab that. 3 more levels. I think this might be better than the skill chain. There's more armor and increase the doom amount. So the weird thing is that Reap actually deals the most amount of doom in total regardless. Like out of all the skills, Reap is applying the most amount of doom. So regardless of it actually dealing the backstab instant damage, the doom it's applying on its own is absolutely insane as well. But this is where we need to be careful. I think this may have been a mistake to do this boss. But if we manage to defeat one of them, we can definitely defeat both of them. Our ascension is up. That should help us substantially. It also helps us increase the amount of Prowess stacks we gain. Okay, one of them is going to get defeated very soon. There we go. The little guy is much easier, especially when he sits around doing something like that. Because then we are able to backstab a whole lot easier. But again, we don't need to backstab him. Like I mentioned, we do actually do quite a lot of poison damage with Reap. But there we go, we actually managed to do it. That was kind of scary. But what did we want? There we go, slow to brittle. So brittle, let's just read it, increases all damage taken. So that's going to increase the damage taken by dots as well. So very, very strong buff or debuff on the enemies, and that's going to increase the amount of doom damage that we're going to deal to them, which is then going to indirectly increase the amount of doom damage we can do with Reap as an instant damage amount as well. Final Netherworld bonus.
The final battle, the last great blaze. My soul rejoices.
I don't know why it feels like we've constantly got the Reaps backstab occurring when we shouldn't be. But definitely got a lot of damage coming from Draconic Flame. Would be quite interesting if we turn around and it's Draconic Flame that's done the most amount of damage here. I don't think we can actually beat the Void King with this. We might need more damage on Reap. I mean, you would think with the amount of Doom stacks that we can apply that that wouldn't be the case, right? One would think we're applying a lot of Doom here. However, our critical strike chance is lacking quite a bit. There's our ascension popping. I mean, we have a whack ton of Prowess stacks as well. So the Prowess stacking's working. And there we go, they managed to get defeated. So that worked out pretty well. As soon as we got the ascension up and running, we get a whack ton of Prowess stacks to go with it. But sadly it doesn't last forever. And this is like the worst place for two tentacles to be sitting, right there in the corner. I am very worried about going into that +4 objective over there, to be honest. Yep, the Ascension definitely makes a massive difference with regards to the amount of damage that we do. Get the crit, get more resilience, grab the multicast overall, increase doom, damage. Yeah, look at that. The amount of damage we gain just from our Ascension. Pretty crazy. And then as soon as we get the backstab off. Okay, maybe we'll be able to defeat the boss. I don't know how it's going to work on the Void King though, because I don't think you can backstab his final phase. So the fact that we never took it from the Aranak is going to make this a whole lot harder for us. But if we at least defeat the Corrupted Void Hunter, I think I'll be happy. And nothing. Okay, no backstabbing occurring, but we still definitely see, well, there wasn't, but they still took a lot of damage. A lot of boss fights this round. I'm curious to see, but still that's doing 12,000, 18,000 there, 5,000, 3,000, 42,000 on the Reap. Can you do an attack that lets me go behind you? That would be great. There we go. Good job. Okay, we just need a 1 fight. Nothing major to occur. Grab our ascension so we don't lose it. Definitely gonna need it for the boss fight. And we're just going to go do this one fight over here. It doesn't really matter what it is. We need to do it. Yep, this is fine. We have a lot of movement speed, so we don't even need to dodge out of the way. It's literally just survive for 10 more seconds. As long as we don't get caught on anything. However, you can block the attack and you can dodge the attack. So even if we do get caught on something, as long as we're able to dodge at the right time, there are iframes in the game. Guys, am I right or wrong in saying that I was supposed to have only one more thing to do and that didn't give me my objective? I am 100% certain that's exactly what just happened. Or did I misread it? I need to replay that and see. Okay, we're just using or waiting for the 13 level ups to use them once we finished all of this. There we go, we finally got it. Reap damage is fine. Cast frequency, damage increases. Get the massive damage increases for everything. That's going to help us. Cast frequencies, the doom damage, multicasting, damage on this is good. I actually need to check something because if I grab a damage over here, it's 2046. Nope, it's definitely working the way it's supposed to, so that's fine. And we got ourselves 93% critical strike chance, so we should be able to be applying doom now a whole lot more. But let's go Corrupted Arcane Weaver.
Has opened my eyes. Allow me to close yours forever.
The boss has a lot of stages where they stand still like this, but it does look like damage-wise we need to wait for our ascension. So we're getting carried quite heavily from our ascension, which is kind of sad. But there we go. Even all that backstabbing didn't really do that much damage to the boss, so it's a bit weird. Maybe without manually aiming we can do more damage, I don't know. I don't think so, it doesn't look like it. I mean, we are on 10,000 stacks of doom. We just consumed all of them. Gonna need another 10,000 stacks, I think, before we're able to defeat the boss. We do get our ascension again. Just focus everything in the direction of the This is not looking very good for us. Alright, we managed to at least defeat the void, the corrupted void hunter. We do get the damage over here. We can take the swing as well. We get one reroll. It does give us the damage cost frequency, so that's going to be quite helpful. I don't think we can defeat the Void King, but you know, we'll give it a shot and see what happens. This is going to be quite a hectic one. So I don't know if backstabbing is possible here. If it isn't, then we might just call it quits and yeah, then a build like this isn't necessarily viable, or at least not for the void sigil or anything like that. So it would be able to do the lower sigils, but when it comes to the sigils that have the, like, I mean, you can backstab actually. That dealt a lot of damage, but we just lost another bar there. Nope, we got hit by something. So I mean, I tried. We could backstab, so it will land up doing it, but it's just not, there's just not enough damage. I mean, Reap did a whack ton of damage over there. Even our Phoenix Rebirth, which actually dealt damage, which I didn't know about. We should have turned our Ascension off, but a Phoenix Rebirth did a whack ton of damage, and then our Ascension's next. So I don't know, it worked out pretty well, but it wasn't as great as we thought it would be. 123 billion damage from Doom, which is more than anything else besides for Reap, which is what we wanted to check. So Doom itself dealt nearly 200 billion damage total, or actually it dealt over 200 billion damage total, which is what we wanted to check, which is nearly, you know, just under half of Reap's damage. But let me know what you guys think about this. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.